Um, Welcome everyone to the stoked.live podcast, where we empower you to be your best at work and in life. I'm Brian Varkevisser, co-founder and COO here with Stoked. And I'm with, of course, Dr. Jacob Engelskerger, consulting psychologist, and one of my co-founders here with Stoked.
Good morning.
We're stoked. Jake is stoked. We're excited to ask you some questions, Diana. We have a special guest for you today. Dr. Diana Partovi is a clinical neuropsychologist and founder of California Neuropsychology Services. She completed her clinical training largely with the VA healthcare system and UCSF. She specializes in workplace stress and resilience, neurodiversity, and assessment of cognitive differences. She is also an assistant clinical professor at UC Berkeley. Welcome, Dr. Partovi. We're excited to have you here. Please tell us more about yourself.
Thank you. Thanks to both of you. I am so happy to be here with both of you. We've already been chatting a little bit, and the conversation is so interesting with both of you. So yeah, I'm a clinical neuropsychologist. I started California Neuropsychology Services about 4.5 years ago. And one of the reasons I actually started it, and one of the reasons this topic is so important to me, is I was experiencing burnout in the workplace. I was working in a big hospital system where my natural tendencies to, my kind of some perfectionism, of course, was on board there, but also feeling, responsible to go the extra mile for all of the clients that I was working with really led me, I think, to blur the lines between, workplace responsibilities, home responsibilities. Of course, taking care of myself, I think, kind of came last. And I did go through a period of burnout and realized, I need to make some changes. And for me, particularly, this isn't true for everybody, but for me, that change really looked like having more control over my environment, my workload, and then making some big changes in terms of my quality of life. So that's what led me to resilience in the workplace. I still really love neuropsychology. I still do a lot of neuropsychological assessment and work with folks who are or suspect that they may be neurodivergent. I am also neurodivergent. So this is something that's both professionally and personally really a passion of mine, an area of passion.
It's such a gift for a person to be able to realize when something like burnout is happening and then to take action based on it. I think, as hard as that is, and I'm so inspired by what you've been able to do to create a healthier work life for yourself. And it's great to have you here today with us.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm so excited about our conversation. Yeah, I have so much. I'm going to try not to talk the whole entire time.
No, please do. It's great. We love it.
Yeah, and just as you explained your own background, Diana, automatically just what resonates with me is that moment that you realize there's something that needs to change, was that as a result of some necessary external force that says you better change or else, or was it internally? And how do you have the guts to say, hey, I'm going to take care of myself and not spend that time obsessing over, I don't want to use the word obsessing, I say that, too much, but not focusing too much on those details and being afraid of letting those go?
I think I had both. I did sort of have a lot of fear and anxiety over starting a private practice, actually for a long time, because I'd been thinking about doing this for a long time. I think there just became a point where the tables sort of tipped, in favor of, wow, this is not sustainable to me. Yes, I have this anxiety. Yes, I have this worry. Am I going to be successful? Are people going to come see me? But I can't do this anymore. I am really fatigued. My mood is not great. It's impacting my relationships. I felt like it was impacting, my health and my mental health. And so I kind of had the stress of starting a private practice and did it anyway, because it just felt like that was the lesser of the two evils. Yeah.
Even how they are nowadays, we always just stare at each other of oh, who's going to talk next? And, there might be some pauses, but
part of the deal. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that really resonates, especially here in the Bay Area, because there's so much competition and there's such a high level, a high bar that you have to meet to perform the way you need to. is there's a big fear of, wait a minute, taking care of yourself means I'm not going to meet that bar and I'm not going to make that level. And you have to, there's a lot of that confusion where you're like, but actually, if I don't take care of myself and I don't take a step away, I won't meet that bar.
Yeah, exactly. And that is really what a lot of the resilience literature shows, is that when people are just working harder or working more hours, neurobiologically, we see changes. We see changes in terms of like health and wellness, ability to sleep. And we do see performance actually begin to decline. So that, it's all tied together, but the pressures are real. Like you said, this is a competitive, especially we all live in the Bay Area. It's really competitive here. I think a lot of companies will push the narrative of, you just do have to work harder. You kind of have to suck it up. And especially in an environment where we're in right now, where there's layoffs and reorganizations. And now there's this also fear of like, well, if you don't work harder, then you might get let go. And of course, in this country, and don't get me started on this, but a lot of people, their visas might depend on their job, their healthcare might depend on their job. So there is a lot of real fear too, that I think is motivating people to work too hard and end up going into burnout.